Oh, man, being poor
Week 8?
blows.
Oh, you're not poor.
It's so poor.
You're not poor. You have more money than anyone else I hang out with.
And nobody that I follow on Twitter. I have the least amount of money.
Okay.
Besides my friends who play video games.
I also only hang out with 4 people.
Well, that's fair. That's why I said Twitter.
Do you have more money in the crypto market or your bank account?
I have so much more money in the crypto market that it's insane. Insane.
That's what I'm talking about. Me too.
I have a negative net worth.
That's not saying a lot. But
I have an insanely negative net worth in fiat.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
Thinking is medieval. They are asking all the wrong questions.
I'm sure. Good luck on that subway ride home to your miserable, ugly f***ing wives.
People don't know what they want until you show it to them.
Trust me, I'm not driving a 7 Series without strippers.
I think I read Warren Buffett say something like that.
What?
Right.
Who's Warren Buffett?
Because I have a house and a line of credit off that are pretty...
credit's not real.
Exactly.
Crypto's real.
And you get to pay it back in the dollar over 30 years. I mean...
Idiots.
Like free money. The dollar in 30 years is like, oh, you mean toilet paper?
Idiots. I tried to take out another loan recently just to see if I could do it.
Yeah?
Just to put it in, I was just like, I'll just stake it somewhere or lend it out on KuCoin or do something, and I'm sure I can make it back.
Absolutely, you can.
So yeah,
we're
going to make some more irresponsible decisions.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're in the space, right?
We are. All good news today.
Oh, that's why I can't believe I'm so upset.
Yeah, why are you upset?
And I think that's what it is. I think the days where it's green and I miss the pumps.
You didn't miss. You're in the crypto. You're 90% of your
but
money's
like
in crypto.
I didn't have any B&B over the past 2 weeks.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah. We didn't buy it in double digits.
No, we didn't.
I sold a bunch of my Solana at 19 because I was like, oh, watch me big brain and then rebuy. Never went below.
Should have listened to Tendies.
No, shouldn't have listened to
Shouldn't
Tendies.
have listened to. Oh.
He was the one who was like, I'm putting in a short here. And I was like, he knows what he's talking about. Which he does, but.
He got you that time.
It went down like $1, then went back up. I'm like, maybe those type of people make money off those. I just need to stay in spot, apparently.
Can we raise a civil suit against Theta Tendies?
Probably. I'll call.
For you listening to his financial advice?
All my. Yeah, right? He didn't put not financial advice under the tweet. Therefore, I added the SEC. Add SEC.
I like it.
Speaking of which, KSI is Crypto Man.
Yeah.
KSI was on Up Only. He seems like a cool
A lot of people were talking shit about him.
Okay,
today.
well, because KSI Crypto is like he's got a separate crypto account.
Oh. Okay.
And a day and a half ago, he said shorting Bitcoin here, right before everyone was like, "Oh, we're bull flagging. It's about to break out." He's like, "I'm shorting Bitcoin here," and everybody in his replies were talking about how much an idiot he was, and he was like, "Guys, don't worry, I know what I'm doing." And then of course you had a bunch of defenders in there being like, "Guys, it's his money. He knows what he's doing. Yada yada yada." And then I'm sure a lot of his people shorted. And then today, when we broke all-time high, he posted a screenshot that he actually went long when he tweeted "go short," just so he could dump on his followers, I guess.
Okay.
So he wanted to draw the market down and then buy and then set along and it went up and he's like, haha, I did it. And I'm like, do you want ants? Do you want the SEC? Because this is how you get the SEC.
This sounds so illegal.
That's how you get Janet Yellen sniffing around.
Elon gets in trouble for this all the time.
Right, and he just
accident.
says stuff like Tesla stock might be too expensive, and then they're like, well, we need all your private emails.
That's hilarious. I didn't know KSI was still that prevalent in the crypto space after the Up Only.
I think it's just grown from there because
he's that's when he's rich and bored.
Yeah, because that's when he started the alt account, and he and Kobe chat on there or whatever, and Kobe was like,
yeah, they're friends, right? Like they actually like each other.
I think they've kind of met on Up Only, but they're both British.
Half crypto Twitter likes it, and then half crypto Twitter's like, I'm blocking KSI.
I don't
or
hate it.
I'm muting him. I'm like, okay, because he's just having fun in the market
for sure.
He's richer than everybody. Yes,
but you can't really talk. You can't talk too much bad on him because he was in Reef in 2007 or 2008. I'm sorry, 2018 or 2017. So he's been around for a minute.
So he knows what it is.
And he's got his homies been big in it for a while. So yeah, he's less of a normie than a lot of people making fun of him.
He puts on a character.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
I don't watch his YouTube videos, so I have no idea if he's entertaining.
I don't even know what kind of YouTube videos he makes.
That's the thing. YouTubers now are just YouTubers.
They just do whatever.
It's
they
just
want.
we get on here and pretend to talk about crypto, but we end up talking about the Cubs in Miami.
Yeah. I like that better.
Yeah,
this is just an excuse for us to talk on camera and pretend we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and then every once in a while do a Uniswap thing,
which failed.
This is for the people.
Didn't work.
We still have to release that video.
We tried to do a Uniswap tutorial and the transaction failed.
It was great.
Which we realized that would have been way better If we
Yeah,
were just
we're like, oh, that was actually the accurate tutorial. We did it right 3 times.
with the coins we buy, the transactions usually fail.
This was a normal coin. This was
Kinda.
3AC is in this coin.
3AC's and some other stuff too.
Yeah,
we think.
There, yeah. They were in Woo. 3AC was in Woo at like pennies, not even. And
Is
now,
that confirmed?
Yeah, it's on their site. That site
Oh,
where it's
that's
all
right.
their
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're in these layer 1s, layer 2s, dexes.
I was
all that
thinking
kind
of the wallet we tracked down.
No,
And I was like,
no.
yeah, we were just kind of guessing.
That was a guess.
Okay, news.
News.
Coinbase is going public as of shooting this tomorrow.
Yes.
So the 14th. Today's the 13th?
Yes, the 14th.
14th.
14th of Coinbase
How,
IPO.
How do you feel? What do you think?
Man, that's kind of been dominating the conversation for the past couple days because really nobody knows what to do with it. I think I've seen both sides. Watching back these past couple episodes, I realized that I am wrong on every call I make here.
I'm wrong on every call I make.
You asked about Ripple, and I was like, the pump
On the
already
podcast,
happened.
I'm right. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
done. The pump already happened, and it was like at $1, and it went to 170, and then I was like, what was the other one? I was shit talking.
All the real life purchases you make, you're right, and then it's opposite for me. I always buy the top of everything, but then on the podcast, I guess I've been right more.
I guess yeah.
But
Because
I never put my money where my mouth is, though. So it doesn't matter.
I'll spew opinions, but I won't feel comfortable enough to buy. And if I get over like that mark, I'm
Same.
fairly confident. And it's just a long term thing. Everything goes up in this space long
Yeah,
term.
if I had bought Ripple when I was talking shit last week, I'd have doubled my money in 6 days. But I didn't because I just felt weird about it. I don't know.
and we can double our money on a animal meme coin in that amount of time too.
I'm trying.
So,
I
I don't want to give Ripple that satisfaction, which is a terrible
True.
way to think about it. But
I have this weird feeling that the Coinbase IPO is, I don't know, it's going to be a bit of the what is it? Buy the
sell the news.
sell the news. Yeah, I just feel like tomorrow's not going to be what we think.
I don't think so. I don't think it will pump Bitcoin necessarily.
I just feel it just feels really manipulated. I don't know. The market feels weird right now. Like it was too simple. The day before the IPO, we go all time high on ETH and Bitcoin.
And I think it's like
Why?
I think we back into narratives too much. I think it's
Yeah,
I do think that there's more attention on Bitcoin right now because of Coinbase and crypto in general. So maybe we see some like additional buying pressure. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that put thousands of dollars in, being like, IPO tomorrow equals Bitcoin pump. And so if those people exist,
not for retail though. Any pumps we see tomorrow is not retail. I don't think. I think we're seeing institution money tomorrow, if anything, on purpose.
into Bitcoin, buying into
on purpose.
Oh,
I don't know. I just don't think that the Coinbase IPO is that big of a deal for retail. Maybe I'm just in a weird bubble, but
I could see it. But yeah.
I just feel like no one's talking about it outside of crypto Twitter.
I mean, I follow like a good amount of like Morning Brew and a lot of the finance. They've kind of evolved to like talk about crypto all the time anyway because it's becoming so big. But
Yeah.
it's a big deal for the financial. I wonder if they think it's like an intruder in their midst because that's kind of how we're making it seem. It's like, ooh, crypto's breaking into like the traditional markets. Like now we're here to stay. We got our poison pill or whatever. Which
I don't know. It's kind of just, I think all the finance guys that I see are just kind of bleeding into crypto. Like they're just accepting it and moving. Like
right.
Do you follow Wall Street Playboys or whatever on Twitter?
I don't think so.
They're pretty traditionally like super finance Twitter account, just very like bro Chad account. But now they're 100% in on crypto, and they just kind of like seamlessly like shifted from regular finance into crypto like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of becoming finance now.
Yeah, people just want money.
I don't think we're invading. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think there's any invading of anything.
And I do think that like the line was drawn pretty easily because a lot of those bro guys, when you think of that, you think of like college age kids. And if you look at, besides like once the Great Recession ended, if you put any money in the stock market, you have way more money now. So it was literally a money printer, and now it's like onto the new money printer.
Yep.
I think before this, it was not like that.
And they think they're calling it early now.
Right.
A little bit.
Which
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely are.
Which is cool for us.
Yeah, it's great. It's just, it's funny seeing all the like Ivy League finance chads like completely shifting 180 degrees.
I think so. The IPO is supposed to go. The price is supposed to be $250. I think it's going to launch at.
What were you were telling me about?
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know exactly how it works, but FTX tokenized. Or I don't know if they do this normally, or if this is just something they did
That
for
just
the
seems
IPO.
so weird to me.
They tokenized Coinbase I don't want to say shares because I don't think it's. They don't know how many outstanding. But there's like a futures trade on the value of an IPO on the value of the Coinbase stock. So I guess it's like they're just kind of pre-trading.
Are you guessing what it'll open at, or because it's going to open at 250, right?
I mean, you're not really guessing anything. It's just an asset with a value. Now you would think it would be
but you have to
tightly
get liquidated
correlated
at some point.
Well, you would think that what you're trying to guess is, or you're trying to, if it goes higher, okay, right now that token is trading at $630,
which is
like that,
insane.
which is crazy. So that's purely people saying the hype behind the IPO is real. I can trade this now and make money. And then I guess those people who were holding it through tomorrow believe the IPO goes live, and then the stock shoots up, and then that keeps shooting up, and then eventually it will chase it until it hits that number. But at that point, why would you just buy?
I was about to say, what's the benefit
IPO?
of placing that bet then?
I think the only reason people do it is because you can't buy the IPO now, and people just want action on everything immediately.
Very interesting.
Like the Cope airdrop went live, and there was a fake exchange set up through someone's wallet or whatever, like within 15 minutes, and people just wanted to move it, and then luckily, I guess Serum was quick enough to get it out on there. But people just want to play. I think that's it. I think people just want to play.
Yeah, everyone in crypto's rich, and they're just throwing money around. What do you think? We see more all-time highs tomorrow? Because today we hit 63K.
Yeah, we broke 63.
And then 2.3K.
Yeah, 2.3 for ETH.
You think we're going up tomorrow some more?
Remember how I talked like I knew anything about the flippening and how it might happen? No, they're brothers.
Pretty core. Yeah,
they're brothers forever.
Man,
apparently.
the longer I'm in the market, the longer I'm just like anything other than Bitcoin and ETH. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see any flippenings happening. I mean, BNB's obviously there because of the fees.
Yeah.
ADA is ADA. I don't know. You're never going to beat the brothers. I don't know.
I'm kind of getting this from tweets, like we get all of our information from. But apparently, all the others, like BNB runs on, I believe it's Amazon Web Services. So that's why everybody calls them.
Everybody?
Well, no. Ethereum doesn't have any centralized portion of it. So I guess they're saying, well, it's not really a crypto. It's not really decentralized. They're lying or whatever. They're a centralized decentralization play. So I guess they're saying if something happens to them, it's like Binance crumbles and Ethereum doesn't have that issue. Which is fine, but that's like a narrative to get behind like your story. It's not clearly the better investment 3 weeks ago was BNB.
And
doesn't change the fact that they run on Amazon Web Services.
If you're somewhat day trading, the better investment is BNB.
Yeah, fees wise. Yeah.
Fees wise. Yeah. If 25 cents a trade right now, as opposed to like I paid $70 for fast gas today. Like it's insane. But still, with all that being said, like I don't see ETH going anywhere. Who was talking about that? Somebody was talking about how ETH is still looked at as a giant number 2 above everyone else with all of these fees.
Yeah.
Taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
With
it can only get
being
better from
already.
here.
Yeah.
Like, ETH's not going. Good luck.
And
I'm a pretty ETH maxi at this point.
Right.
Like, I don't really know.
And a lot of people are just like, Vitalik's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
They knew apparently 1559 was supposed to tackle the fee problem, which they know is an issue.
I don't know the timeline on any of those.
Yeah. But it's just the gains are at the lower ones, you know?
Yes, for now. For the short-term flips, which we're trying to play a little catch-up and, like, get into...
Retire in a month.
It's more, more well status than, considering where we started out at. So I'm in favor of the smaller fees right now, which is fine. But I'm still, like, I kind of just want to hold my ETH. I don't really want to flip it that much.
That is kind of the problem is getting in a lot of those altcoins, and then they'll run, like... They'll do the pump. I'm like, all right, I'm holding them here, and then they'll run 20%, and then ETH runs 10%. And I was like, I forget that's like cutting into my...
Yeah, I don't really know what game I want to play yet.
Cutting into
as far as that's considered.
I mean, which also probably goes along well with what you're saying with BNB, because that once it hits 600, a lot of smart people are like, all right, we're going to see a little correction here. It might go back up. But so at least for now, you're getting it at kind of a discount, not compared to a couple weeks ago. But.
BNB feels very overvalued.
Yeah.
Just for the I don't know. I don't know anything.
Which is fine. Just means that FTT is undervalued.
Which I don't own any.
I know. I want more. Every time I see it, I'm like, I'll wait for a little dip, and it just keeps going.
You can.
I know.
No sense in timing it. One funny thing we saw before we pulled up over here was the CIA director talking about what did he say? He said crypto was a boon for surveillance, which was really funny.
I didn't see this until you told me about it earlier today.
I just saw it on the Blockfolio app. He was talking about how it's just ironic because crypto's always been looked at as like the way you move
Silk
drugs
Road,
and Silk Road, all that stuff. Like it's just the drug money. But he's saying that it's easier to track than anything else, which is obvious. Like it's a
completely
blockchain,
public.
everything's public. It's just very funny that he finally came out and was like, "Hey, actually, guys, like this is probably better than like fiat."
Yeah,
as far as
he said
tracking.
something about how it's like overstated that like everything's so anonymous. I guess that's true as long as you know. I think that's where we'll see regulations get in, is where the KYC, like the know your customer stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to require a lot more of that. So then once you get your hands on one ETH address or one address for something, you can just go in there and see their stuff.
Sure.
And you can kind of like, that's, it's not exactly your name on the address, but if they know that you did this trade, then like, oh, this is the same person, so they could track money. Yeah, they talk about drug money. You know what the best drug money in the world is? Cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Show up with a big barrel
Just
of.
go to the ATM.
Yeah. Well, that's tracked.
I mean, everything's it's ridiculous. I would much rather pay for drugs with cash than on the Bitcoin.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
blockchain. Like that's a horrible idea. At some point though, you can't really track cold wallet to cold wallet though. Like you can't really trace every single transaction on the blockchain.
True. If people are smart about moving it.
If you're not going through exchanges, if you're just going from one hardware wallet to another hardware wallet, like what do you do? There's no way a government can even.
Yeah, I think the way they think about it is like if you can put out a big enough of a net and most people will fall in there and willingly do so because it's easier. Like I'm not trying to not pay taxes on crypto gains because I don't want to mess. I do not feel like, yeah, exactly. I don't feel like messing with the IRS on that. If I had a public wallet and I traded around for a year and it was like, oh, okay, well then looks like you made around this. I'm like, oh, thanks for telling me. I couldn't figure it out. Like if they want to do that, that might be part of it where they're just trying to capture. They're putting out a wide enough net where it's like, well, if you have a Coinbase account and you transfer over to like KuCoin, we at least know what you're moving here and there, and they can.
It's just I guess if you really really know what you're doing, it's not that hard to buy BTC from someone off exchange, transfer it to someone else off exchange, and all of those transactions be completely anonymous. That's not that difficult to do.
That is true.
I guess if you really, really want to move money around. Which is funny because you brought that up when you were saying maybe crypto was a government thing where it was like, hey, now we can pay terrorists to do whatever we want. Like
in the beginning, like now we need it to be anonymous because we're funding terror cell groups, and then it's like, oh, well, now we want it public and traceable because we want people to pay taxes on it.
Yep, it's possible.
Satoshi is Uncle Sam.
Either way, it's just funny that the drug money is actually more traceable, theoretically, than real money. Yeah. So, nice argument there.
Can't wait till it's real money. I had that thought the other day. It's like, imagine when we're looking back at Twitter, like not like how we look at hieroglyphics, but like multiple generations from now. I assume there will be some archive of tweets, and it will be like hilarious reading. Apparently, every tweet is in the Library of Congress.
Awesome.
Something like that, which is awesome.
Terrifying
and awesome. So I was thinking about like what happens when it gets to the point where like the term cryptocurrency doesn't mean anything anymore, because cryptocurrency is just money on the internet. And then think about in 100 whatever years, it's like, well, obviously money's on the internet. Everything's on the internet. So you look back at all these like people who became billionaires and like world leaders, and it's like, who's Crypto Cobain? What's crypto?
Yeah, it's going to be like reading the writings on the wall. It's going to be awesome.
They're like, this doesn't make any sense. Why did they call themselves that? It's like, guys, you don't understand. Other people thought other stuff was money, and we were on the front lines.
What even is, that's such a weird, like what is, cryptocurrency isn't just decentralized digital currency because you can have it central. Like what is cryptocurrency? We already have that. Crypto is in
like cryptic. Right?
Sure, yeah, but it's, I guess that's what it is there's cryptography behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wonder where the line is between like, okay, we have a digital fiat dollar when we were banking online with Bank of America, and then cryptocurrency. Like, where's the line there?
Yeah, because that's not really that's kind of why when, what's-his-face, it wasn't Jerome Powell, somebody said like, oh, we need a digital dollar. And it was like, everybody was so mad, and we talked about this before. It's like, you're obviously missing the point that the US dollar is already so digital. It's not a digital currency, but it takes place in the digital world, or it's transacted in the digital world. So like, it's almost a ridiculous statement to say. So yeah, like online banking transfers aren't cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, but until everybody banks on Etherscan.
Soon.
Pay my bills from Etherscan. Let's go.
Speaking of Kobe, we saw some funny
I won't
drama
have
today.
bills.
What's up?
I said I won't have bills.
You won't? Yeah,
I won't
hopefully
have bills
not.
to pay, don't
Yeah,
worry.
hopefully not.
Sorry, continue.
No. I was saying we brought Kobe up, and we saw some funny Kobe and BitBoy drama today on Twitter.
It was a matter of time.
Which, yeah, I guess you saw more than I did. I just saw Kobe tweet out I guess a little expose on his last pump and dump scheme.
Yeah.
Where what did he do? He just bought all the way up until he announced this top 5 altcoin video. It was pretty straightforward.
It was pretty speculatory because they were like, it's not like he had his address and saw that he was
Sure, but it was like
selling. But it was
but he,
every
like,
time he put up a bunch of charts and he would tag. Like a video would release on like this day, and he would mark the chart, and it was like always the exact top.
BitBoy would do this.
BitBoy, yeah. And so Kobe was taking screenshots of his like, hey, Prima, whatever or whatever is like the next like 500 gonna make you rich, yada yada, and then like it shows the chart and it's the exact top, and there was like a huge pump beforehand. And you're like, oh, is he literally just like creating exit liquidity with all of his people? People in the replies were saying, like, I've made a lot of money because of his calls. So,
well, that's the thing about
maybe
crypto is, like, you can kind of, like, copy trade a lot of people and do very well in crypto.
Yeah.
Even the people like BitBoy and some of the other guys, like, it's not that hard to make money in the market.
Yeah.
So, but he can also be rugging you. Like, it can be both.
And he can do both because he's talking about so many coins. He has a video every day, at least one every day.
But he deleted the video. From what I saw, he deleted the video.
I forgot about that. That was one of the bad ones.
Which was like,
yeah.
That's kind of whack. Because I try not to fall onto the hype train of like, oh, we hate everyone that gets super popular on YouTube in crypto. Like, I try not to fall into that because it's like, that's too easy. But I don't know.
It's a lot of trying to hate cringy people, like trying to keep it a cool space.
It is a lot of cool. It is.
It's.
More
I mean,
than anything.
it is cool.
It is,
I want to be cool. I want to be rich.
BitBoy's not cool.
BitBoy's not cool at all. Happy
Yeah.
Easter. I want to headbutt that dude in the face.
BitBoy.
It's me, BitBoy. Mah! It was
Yeah.
terrifying.
So, but we also like some crypto YouTubers. Like,
I love-
unapologetically. Like,
I
there's
love
some,
George.
There's some funny dudes that we actually like, kind of like their
Yeah.
character, and like it's
JNRY is funny because he's so dry, but like
Yeah.
seems like that dude's crazy
the
smart.
people that are very self-aware. I appreciate the people that are.
Becker.
Becker's hilarious.
I love Becker.
He's just I like him as a character more than a crypto person. Anyway, he's just a funny guy.
He doesn't really release his gems until they've pumped a little bit. So like he's
he
hard to
tweets his
copy trade.
gems.
Was he
If
really?
you pay attention, he'll tweet his gems.
Okay, he tweets his gems after they've gone up a little bit.
Sure, but
yeah.
he tweets them before he'll YouTube them.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, you can't be copy trading YouTubers really. That's not a good idea.
No.
But
Even on Notification Squad.
but something about BitBoy, he just I don't know.
I think
It's hard
he's
hard to like him. I don't
obviously very, very wealthy.
know. Sure.
And that's
He's
like,
been on the market a long time.
and so I think when cringy people succeed so hard, it's like, oh well, surely he got lucky, or surely he's dumping on his people, or like surely he's running a scam.
I mean, sure. I mean, we all got
we
lucky.
can just-
Surely a lot of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we could all just say like, I don't really like it's all right.
Yeah,
Make your money, dog.
If you're like a cool crypto Twitter person who's just been like pumping, dumping, and dumping on your Twitter followers, but you're still cool in the group, it's easy to like point fingers at the YouTubers that are cringy. So like,
True.
I kind of like, I don't know.
It is nice how there's
But-
like how Twitter has like a self-policing aspect, just kind of like society does. Like if somebody is really rugging people, and it's like I don't remember who, some philosopher was talking about, like everybody thinks psychopaths are just like living among us, like stealing all of our stuff. Like once you really betray somebody, people don't forget that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Someone was talking about today how most founders of big tech startups like fit within the sociopath scale.
Yeah.
On like for their personality, which is hilarious. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
And it's funny why a lot of people like turning on people like Zuck, because it was like, oh, he's just driven.
Yep.
And then like once it gets old, it's like, wow, no, you're just mean.
And that's kind of how
greedy.
you have to be if you want to be like a BitBoy type character.
Yeah.
It's funny. But like we're trying to do we're not really doing the YouTube thing, but we have a podcast. So like,
Right, like we're on YouTube. We're not doing like YouTube thumbnail faces.
yeah, we're never going to like,
So we're pretending like we're not crossing certain lines, but yeah,
we're trying our best to toe the line between like, we want to stay cool, but we're also like, yeah, like give us the YouTube clout too if we can get it. But something about, I don't know. BitBoy is one of those guys that just leans a little too far into it.
I think another point that Kobe made was like, my issue is not necessarily with him. It's with like the rabid fans that are like literally at the water dropper being like, how do I make it? How do I make it? How do I quit my job? And he says it with so much confidence. Everybody in the market is just like, oh, if you're not making money, you're an idiot. So people are like, oh, well, then I guess I'll just like take a $100K loan and like sell my house and yada yada. I've seen a couple of those tweets where like I just like made this thing, and everyone's like, dude, party's over. Like that already pumped. Please don't do that.
Oops.
So I think a lot of people are just like the way they defend him because it's like, oh, one day he'll make me rich. And it's like Stockholm syndrome.
That's what it is.
And then those people are the ones who get on Twitter and it's like, how dare you? He's a service to this industry.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. That's why I tweeted today that BitBoy is the XRP of YouTube, crypto YouTube. It's the same thing, man.
Still pumps sometimes.
It pumps, and then when it's not, you cope, and that's just how it is. When it's not working, you cope, and you promise it'll work.
Yep.
But
but people's rabid fans like.
I will never hate the hustle ever.
No.
Sorry. That's just how it is with I mean, he's cringy. I can't watch his video. I literally try to watch his videos and I can't do it. But I will never once hate anyone's hustle.
Yeah, he and George like had a video together, and I was like, cool, I'm not watching that.
I actually watched that one. And it was fun. George made it very enjoyable. BitBoy toned it down a little bit for that, but it was fine.
Good for him.
Shout out to George. He's like the OG, my only crypto YouTuber I like.
The best part is that like he does clickbait. First of all, he does clickbait, but he does it trying. Poorly. He has a bad logo. George, I hope you're watching this. You need to change your logo and you need to change your name.
Please.
Cryptos R Us looks like Cryptosaurus.
He knows.
For every human in the world. So you like either you need to underscore better or
he provides more value than anyone else on crypto YouTube, and God, is his branding awful.
Yeah.
And I love him. I love you, George.
His face is in the thumbnails, which is just like, oh,
I'm going to send him this.
And every single face is just deadpan. It's amazing.
I like that.
It's the best.
No, I just think his logo could be better.
Yeah.
I don't know if he should lean as far into like the way he titles. I just think he could separate himself from the typical crypto YouTubers.
Yeah.
I think whoever's advising him on his marketing is trying too hard to lean into the BitBoy space. And
I think so too, especially with the titles recently. I feel like they've gotten worse.
You don't need to do that. Because that man's made me so much money since 2017 and on.
Oh, dang, for real?
He's where I got so many calls early on. So
that's what I was trying to think. The only thing I really bought that he has talked a lot about, because he'll bring up some coins like multiple times throughout videos. He talks a lot about Zilliqa, has mentioned a lot of times.
Talks BPro a lot.
He was actually the one who got me on BPro, and I lost my ass on it so far. But I believe in the project because he had the owner, the lead dev or the CEO or whatever, and I just really liked the way he presented himself and his plan and all that kind of stuff. But like I got into Luna because he was like, it's gonna happen. Like infrastructure plays like that are gonna happen. I got in Cosmos because he just like same type of thing. None of those have done anything, but I guess those are long-term plays. He's not going to give you the like, get in this and in 2 weeks it's going to triple kind of thing.
He has a very responsible overall philosophy, and I appreciate that a lot. He's very good for like the intro crypto.
I was going to say that is actually,
He's good for overall news and stuff. Like I'll turn him on in the background.
True, he's got some.
He's great.
But you're right, like that's how people should think about it getting in. That's kind of what we did. We knew that the big two were going to be most of our portfolio. And then from there you branch out, and that's what he says.
Yeah, he has some weird system where he's like 25% big caps, 25% whatever.
I think he says 50% Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Sure.
25% big caps, 25% alts.
Yeah, which is good if you're getting started. Great.
True.
Yeah, if you need rules, follow those.
Yeah, and just like we talked about, when something pumps, if you hold both sides, you're losing value on one side. You're either losing value on your Bitcoin holding, like as your safe harbor, or they're both going up and you're losing value on your pump. So his thing is like, if you literally just spread out your chickens, eggs. I was gonna say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but then spreading out your eggs doesn't make sense. I don't think that's real. Spread your eggs in multiple baskets.
Sure.
So like he's a good. I will always suggest him as like a good place to start.
For sure. And big shout out to George. I'm going to send him this though.
Please, I love George so much.
I want to help him on his branding.
That would be awesome. Yeah, it's like quick logo and like don't make yourself a weird superhero with boy in the title. You know what? That's my biggest problem with BitBoy is the word boy.
Yeah.
You're like 48 and I'm being nice.
That's beta as hell.
This beta as hell. Beta boy. The worst part of first of all, I'm sad when the market pumps, which is not right. But then I sit there and I was like, man,
me too.
If I was ready for this, where would I be now? And what would I be buying right now?
What do you mean? I
don't know if it's a dangerous. I think it's healthy to think about, but it's also like dangerous to dwell on. Sometimes you got to think about like if if I woke up tomorrow and everything exploded, and I'm like, oh my god, I have $10 million.
Oh, we reached our goal, or
Yeah.
whatever our goal is.
Yeah, couple. I think we keep throwing around like 10 million is like it's a lot of money.
10 is
'Cause
yeah,
one
I've
is
never
not-
really decided on a goal, but 10 is pretty good.
We threw that around the other day, and I was like, that's good because $1 million is just like that's like 10 years of a pretty good salary. Like you can't live on
Yeah.
that. Maybe you could live on like the interest if you're smart about it.
If you can't live on interest from 10 million a year, I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or
You're-
yeah. Honestly, with 1 million, I should be able to make it. I'm talking like not worry about anything ever.
Yeah. So so wake up tomorrow. We're 3 or 4 years in the future.
10 million.
Bear market worked out for us. We're back in the next bull run. We did it all right. 10 million in the bank. What are you doing?
And let's say the US dollar is around the same value, so like things won't shoot up in price.
Yikes. We'll see about that. But yeah, what are you doing? What's your? I actually don't even know this about you. I don't even know what you want to be when you grow up. What do you want to do? What do you want your life to be?
I've thought about this so much.
Okay.
Because like whenever when I talk to my family, like me and mom would have a heart to heart about stuff, and there's like, what's the plan? I'm like, get rich is the plan. Figure out how second, and then once you do that, it's like then life starts. So what would probably happen is the first 6 months, I would probably sleep 18 hours a day. Mm-hmm. I sleep on the weekends easily 12 hours. And the only reason I get up is because I'm like, well, I can't throw off my
I've never
sleep
seen
for-
someone sleep like you do, and then also be able to get up punctually.
during the
very
during the
next day,
week.
like-
During the week,
like
I sleep 4.5,
You,
5 hours.
you go back and forth so quick.
Yeah, it's kind of not great. And then on the weekend, I sleep 12 hours both days, and I'm just a glutton for
So he's
it.
gonna catch up on all that.
So I think I'm just gonna sleep until I'm bored of sleeping. I would like to think that one day I wake up and it's like because I slept for so long the day before, I wake up at like 10 a.m. and it's kind of a nice day, and it's like, oh, I'll go on a walk. So I want to give myself a couple months to like see who I am.
Who you are. Yeah.
Who I am as a person. Like, I really don't know what I would be like left to my own devices. Like, I don't know if anybody does. So I would probably have a long time trying to figure out my sleep schedule. Mm-hmm. But as far as, oh my gosh, as far as buying stuff,
Yeah, where would you live?
gosh, that's not even like the good part about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, the good part about it is just not going to work.
Yeah. Or just not work. Yeah, just, I don't know.
I'd pay off my house.
Whack.
Whack.
I mean, yeah, that's
I
obvious.
would pay off most of my house, but I would, man,
If
you
you
know
had
what?
$10 million, you'd pay off all of your house.
I mean, at that point, it's like a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, what do you, yeah, no. You're buying a new house. That's
Okay,
not-
no, that's okay. So once I would want to design a house myself.
There we go.
I would want to call an architect friend and be like, hey,
in Nashville.
probably one of them in Nashville, if I could find a good spot. Oh yeah, Cubs season tickets probably is very high on that list. Well, that's the other thing. If I built a house, I would like to have like a place to live here, a place to live in Chicago, and then California probably. California's getting a little weird.
Yeah.
Florida would be cool. So I think I would just like pick the next place I want to go, and just like scout out a cool place to live and then build a house. Yeah, get an architect friend to like kind of teach me up a little bit, and then just start researching cool living rooms, like write it up and have somebody do it.
Cool.
I think that would be
Super hip and modern.
I think that would be my first huge, and that's the thing. It would be so out of style. It would already be out of style by the time I built it because I'm not like home and garden.
You would boomer the fuck
It
out
would
of
be a
that.
super
Yeah,
boomer
yeah,
house.
yeah.
It would have like maybe not plantation style pillars, but it would have like pillars out in front of a giant great room, some weird marble like water feature.
You'd have like
It'd be so cringy.
You'd have like the most boomer rugs and like
Yes.
Yeah.
And then an entire half of the house would be bowling alley, ping pong room, video game room, theater. Gotta do a theater.
Yep.
I would like with the comfy seats and like a little soda dispenser. That
I like
whole
it.
I do love movies.
That's
And
so yeah.
And I guess like before I was doing this, me and the homies were doing like video game tournaments and trying to stream and get off the ground, playing fighting games and traveling around the country. I would love to keep doing that.
Passion projects.
Yeah, I realized that like competing in something, like honing a skill to compete in something, was like really good for your mental edge. And it was like super stressful, but it was something that was fun enough where I was like practicing at it. So that would be cool to keep going, is like to actually travel around with the homies, because you don't. I think that's the scariest part, is I don't want to become too rich and then just like not see any of my friends anymore, because it's like
Yeah.
I could see myself, like I said, when I'm sleeping for 6 months, I could see myself just literally turning off my phone for a month and being like, well, they'll be there when I get back.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've put my phone on do not disturb at like the highest stress points in my life, like when I definitely shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely gonna happen for me.
Yeah. So what about you?
I feel like kind of the opposite. I don't know. Nah, not really. I'm gonna go through.
I know you're not like a home guy.
I'm gonna go through.
travel.
No, I have. No, no, I'm gonna have a 6-month, 12-month period of like probably living in Thailand, which I'm probably gonna do that before we get to where we want to be in crypto anyway. Like
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna.
Yeah, that
that's,
doesn't take
that's
10
not
mil.
that's not like a hard thing to do. So I don't know. Just do that without having to worry about money for a while, and then my home base will be somewhere like Wellington
Yeah.
in New Zealand, and I'll shift more towards the monk life, like the Alan Watts type. I don't know, just
You could sit there with those meditations and
dude.
be good for
If I could listen to Alan Watts lectures all day long every day, I would do that. So yeah, I feel like I'll go that direction, but also like 3 or 4 years ago, if you had said I would want to do that, I'd think you're crazy. So also, I don't know where my mind's going to go in 3 or 4 years. I
Right.
might get tired of that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And I used to be very bougie and like want.
I did kind of want to
Yeah.
frame it as like if it happened tomorrow, because yeah, we're gonna be very different in
Yeah.
3 years. But I think that's kind of part of the journey, is that you'd have those couple months, listen to those lectures, and then you reach like,
Like, what do I want to do?
you're like, oh, I did it. I'm enlightening myself.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably isolate myself for a while and make sure I came back and hung out with my only 4 friends and regularly, and then other than that, just be totally isolated and then figure out what I wanted to do with my life.
Isn't that crazy?
I would like to find a good passion project because I'm passionate about nothing except making crypto work at this point. So yeah, that's probably it. Nothing crazy. I don't know what I would do super fancy wise. I just want a condo in Wellington.
Yeah.
And then be able to go out into the middle of the woods and meditate whenever I want.
Yeah.
Camp.
Yeah, what was it about Wellington? I mean, I felt the same thing. We were hanging out there, and I was like, this is the coolest place in the world.
Something about it being the very middle of New Zealand.
Yeah.
So you could go all the way. You could go 3 or 4 hours north of Auckland, which is great. I love that city. And then 3 or 4 hours south, the entire way down there is just beautiful. Like the entire drive was beautiful. Queenstown was beautiful.
Well, you got to take the ferry. But yes, after
Fiordland's
the ferry.
beautiful. Well, yeah, after the ferry. Yeah, or you could even just fly into Queenstown, and then Fiordlands, and you could drive up and down to Christchurch. So yeah, I just liked access to both.
That is true. It's a big
And
enough
then-
country where you could see a lot for a long time.
What did Wellington feel like? Wellington felt like Chicago. It felt like Chicago a lot.
Oh.
But not cold ever.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it could be cold, but while we were there, it felt beautiful.
Yeah.
Something about the energy there just felt very Chicago-y, but like not as stressful. You could walk everywhere, which is good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I feel like Wellington will be my home base.
Interesting that you say Chicago, because like I understand what you're saying, like walking around the streets and like seeing all the cool restaurants and stuff. But then you literally walked 2 minutes, and we walked up the giant mountain in the walking trail, and it's like the harbor, the port.
Well, that's everywhere in New Zealand, yeah.
That is true, but I mean that's part of it too. Is that it takes you 5 minutes to go escape to the woods.
I think that's what I like that a lot.
That was the coolest part.
That's what I thought LA was going to be for me, and then I'm just like,
Yeah.
I think Wellington's
California's so big. I'm sure there's a place like that, and then actually it's probably not a diamond in the rough anymore, so it gets.
Yeah, I don't know. Wellington just felt like the perfect level of like high stress, a lot of people at times. Like we almost got in some car wrecks, and then like you could just go away and be by yourself.
That is true. Like the bustling city aspect of it is.
Yeah.
You don't like. It's like I don't know what I want to do. I just want to go do something. So you literally just walk around the streets and go in a loud bar.
This podcast has gone off the rails this episode. We are totally like.
This is crypto-ish.
No, it's crypto. No, I love it. I'm just saying we totally just started ranting about.
It was a slow news week.
No. What we were gonna buy with all our crypto wealth in 3 or 4 years. I love it.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah, I had nothing.
We went way deeper than I thought we were gonna go.
Good.
That's dope,
I got
though.
more.
You have more.
I don't know.
Keep going.
Okay. Well, then what car would you get? I'd probably get. We'd probably say Tesla right now, but there's.
I mean, Tesla's my like dream car would be a 90s Lamborghini Diablo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would want. So my dad worked for Cadillac when I was like 5 years old, really young, and just the Cadillac symbol in my brain is the signal of luxury. So I want like Cadillacs now look a little. I don't know. They went through like a
Yeah,
really
my grandma drove a Cadillac.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an old
like
person. It's an old person car kind of right now. So I would have to go through the years and find out which body style I like. They're really boxy right now. I don't know if I really like that, but I would probably just find like the most beautiful Cadillac I can get.
I saw a Cadillac convertible the other day that looked old, and it was beautiful. I don't know what it was.
There are some amazing looking Cadillacs.
It was
out
not
there.
super boxy and big. It was very petite.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'm sure they've got like newer sports models too that look a lot sleeker. But
I'll never collect cars, but I'll have one like fuck you car for sure.
Right.
For sure.
So that's another thing is I want to take. I drive fast anyway, and I only need my Toyota to fly. So
speeding through New Zealand would be the best.
Well, no, it would not, because I already got 3 speeding tickets there, because apparently they track you everywhere you go.
We're not going to care about speeding tickets in 3 years.
Until they take away your license and you go to New Zealand jail, which is
won't care.
probably a playpen.
Yeah, it's probably just go meditate in the woods.
Just think about your actions. Oh, okay. Can I talk to the hot prime minister?
Yeah, so let's give ourselves, all right, 3 to 5 years to achieve what we just decided on?
Yeah.
I like that. What's the year? 2021?
2021. So by 2025?
Sure.
I like it.
That's not that hard.
That's not that hard. It's
If we
literally one
fuck
cycle.
up that bad, like
It really does feel like the last bull market cycle was 17 years ago. 2007.
2 years ago. Yeah.
It feels like an eternity ago.
And it almost feels like the next bear market is like just handing us our future on a silver platter.
Yeah, we said that last time.
Well, we kind of did, but we both just gave up.
And we also had no money, really. We would have had to go into
this time
debt
it's
to
like,
really build.
Literally, like my entire life is like, if we have another bear market, that's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Is just shovel money into it.
That is the thing is
So.
I need this and I need you to keep me grounded during the bear market, because I am a notorious get all immediately excited about something and get pretty okay good at it, and then I have no reason. But yeah, we got to do this. So
well, that's why we have a podcast.
it's kind of perfect actually.
The podcast is going to keep us grounded during the bear market. We're going to be fine with having 100 viewers for 2 years, and it's going to be great.
Oh yeah, our group at 100.
Our Facebook group at 100.
Thank all of you watching. All
Shout-
100
shout out to
there.
Facebook.
Love you guys. I got to post the
we
tweet
have
that was
we have 2 fans in Norway.
Yes, let's go to Norway. That's when we get a little bit more money.
Yeah.
And we do a tour. We take this around. We got to find out where our first fans were and just do
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the other country? Sweden was it last time?
Sweden.
You said?
Yeah, we have Sweden, Norway, and then a bunch of people in Michigan watch us for some reason.
Oh, you said someplace in Ohio, some really small town in
Ohio
Ohio.
watches us for some reason.
Let's go.
I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, a lot of people in Tennessee, obviously. But yeah, I want more international fans so we can have an excuse to go back to Europe.
Yes. And do it right. That was my misnomer about going to Europe.
We were there for so long, and I feel like we did all of it wrong.
Yeah, okay, so in New Zealand, we didn't have to plan anything because we were driving the entire time, just moving in a circle. We didn't plan that either, but it was like, all right, we're going south.
That felt like a mission.
It literally was. And there was never, any downtime was like catching our breath. And so in London, it was like we had the same Airbnb for 3 weeks, and we were waiting for the country or the continent to wash over us with majesty. And we're like, oh, we got to go do stuff and
Yeah, literally
sightsee.
London became all right, what other countries can we go to?
Yeah, we were
While
like,
we're
can we
here.
go to France?
We're going to go to Paris. We're going to go to Italy. We're going to do this.
I really liked going. Also, it took me multiple days to get on a good sleeping schedule. That was a big problem with
You
Europe.
slept a lot.
I could not go to sleep until 5 a.m. and I just could not wake up. I was dying.
I was popping Adderall that entire trip. It was great.
It was tough. But yeah, next time we do something like that, we just know that we're planning every step of the way, even if it's just a list of things we go see. Because in the morning you wake up and you just circle one.
Yep.
Even if because
we didn't even go see the MoMA. We didn't even do any London stuff.
And we hardly hung out together besides at the place.
Yep.
Most of the times it would be
I was with my girlfriend at the time, and,
Yeah.
and y'all were
I was by myself.
I don't know what y'all were doing.
I would hang out with Casey some, or y'all some. We would go get food. But then I was like, yeah, I'm just literally going to get on the subway and get off at a stop that looks busy and walk around.
2022, we'll go back and figure it out.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Cool. I feel like we went off the rails enough. You want to do some long and short? Close it out?
Sure.
All right. Long and short?
Long and
Close
short.
it out. Get
Let's
out of
do
here. All right. I'll start this week. All right. Long and short on college degrees for our children. Our children's generation.
Ooh, that is a good question. Our children's generation.
Yeah.
Which is people who already exist.
I probably won't have kids, but when we would have kids.
Now. I'm 30.
Yeah, but I'm not, but within the next decade, kids that are born.
Okay, it's too soon, so I'm going to say long because it's an institution and institutions are deeply rooted. It will take a while, and the only thing that's going to change it is it's no longer worth the price, which has happened now, and that has to keep happening for decades because old people will still send their kids to college. They'll just pay for 80% of it and they won't care.
So you think that'll still last for the next decade?
Easily a decade.
Okay.
in 50 years, I would like to think that. Well, I think you would need something like a really reputable trade school.
Or like Lambda School, like how they'll let you go for free, and they just take a portion of your salary once they get you a tech
See,
job.
that's brilliant. But that's still kind of a
that's-
college degree, right? Or is that just a certification?
It's a certification.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
a college degree, but they also they're getting placement at Amazon and Google and like what do you need a degree for?
That's what we got to see more of. Is like Vitalik was part of the Teal program where it was like you don't
Teal
go to
felt-
college, you take all this money, or you have infinite money and all of our resources.
Teal
build
said,
something.
"I'll give you $100,000 to not go to college."
Yeah.
and do whatever you want. And,
Beautiful.
And look, he made.
But Peter Thiel is still
Ethereum.
like, yeah. Peter Thiel is still like the I do things that people are afraid to do.
Sure.
So he's still very cutting edge on that. How old is Vitalik, man?
20. He's younger than us. Way younger than us. He's 24, 25.
What a
Well,
Chad.
yeah. So yeah, he's 24.
We should put those pictures of Vitalik up on the screen.
I like it.
They're so good.
Yeah, dude. He's great.
Yeah, still long
So,
for
yeah.
now. It's going to take a lot longer, unfortunately,
Okay.
because they're money-making machines, man. They're efficient. All right, long or short? Jeopardy.
The show.
The show.
Short.
Dang, you don't like Jeopardy?
No, I like Jeopardy, but homie's dead.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was.
Rest
yeah.
in peace. Like he's dead. Like what I.
Aaron Rodgers has been doing it, and it's like they've been showing a bunch of clips trying to make him seem endearing. And
You used to
he's
watch
all
Jeopardy
right.
like all the time.
Yeah,
and
every
now
day.
You never watch
I
Jeopardy.
used to rush home from work to watch Jeopardy, and I love that.
I haven't seen you watch Jeopardy in years.
It's been a minute. It's really hard to. First of all, it comes on at an awkward time,
You know,
and it's.
I'm
hard to
short on
focus.
Jeopardy because I'm short on television.
Fair.
So like, if they can figure, which obviously they can do a YouTube format. That's not a hard show to do.
No.
So like, if they can transfer it to YouTube, run with it. But like,
Yeah.
all these old people that watch Jeopardy, except you, are gonna die. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love Jeopardy
short.
still. I think people.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
good
And
background.
like when Alex Trebek passed, even like people my age were flipping out. So it's got some legs. I was hoping someone like LeVar Burton would take it over.
I don't know who that is.
LeVar Burton did Reading Rainbows, and he
know
was
what
also
that
on
is.
Star Trek. Okay. He's also in Community. And he's
I saw.
the best.
I know Community.
Yeah, a picture of LeVar Burton. Yeah, something like that. Aaron Rodgers is cool.
Is he the permanent host? Aaron Rodgers.
There's no way he's the permanent
He's a-
host.
he's a quarterback.
Professional football player
So
still.
like, he's just bored.
Yeah, you're right. I guess they're probably doing guests for like a couple. That's what they have to do. They have to switch it around for a while before they pick somebody else. Man, imagine, when just move over Pat Sajak from Wheel of Fortune.
Oh yeah, he's great.
That dude's been alive for 114
I
years.
miss Game Show Network. I miss all those shows. That's what I used like kept me alive when I was
Honestly,
like 12.
I love sitting around watching Wheel of Fortune.
I liked Deal or No Deal. I liked all those games.
Deal Note is pretty good. Game Show Network is great because that's where I found about whammies.
The match whammies.
No
the
whammies,
match
no
game.
whammies, and stop.
That was my favorite game. The match.
The
match
best
game.
story is the guy who watched enough of the Whammy show to figure out
He
there was
hacked
a
it.
there was like an algorithm, whatever, and he built an algorithm to beat it, and he knew, and so he went on there and just like robbed them blind.
Yep, they had to change it. They had to actually get a truly randomized algorithm
Oh,
after
that's
that.
so funny. I love that guy.
Cool. Well, yeah, short for now, but I hope they innovate and keep
Same.
it going. I'm sure there'll always be trivia.
It's a great brand still.
All right, I have one that you like to do. Longer or shorter on these two. So
I didn't do any of these this time
you
because
choose
I
one.
Yeah.
Are you long? Yeah, long or short? Choose one
yep.
on Tennessee getting a Major League Baseball team or a basketball team first. Not necessarily Nashville, just Tennessee getting a
Well,
professional baseball or
Tennessee
basketball
has a professional basketball team.
team. Fuck, I ruined it all. Nashville,
Honestly,
roll it back.
Nashville's probably it's the only one in contention.
Memphis does not. I don't.
No,
even,
no,
I
no.
was born in Memphis. I don't even
And
like it.
I was watching The Dozen, which is a great like Barstool trivia show, and they had a question about the least valuable franchises, and Memphis is a bottom five.
Moving to Nashville.
Yeah, honestly,
So yeah, what do you? Nashville, no Tennessee, just Nashville.
I honestly think baseball has a better shot because basketball is closer. Man, you know what? I say that, but baseball's kind of dying, and I don't think they're trying to expand right now.
Fair. Yeah, I was gonna say because Atlanta's so close, and then I would think Memphis would move.
Atlanta's
before.
like 3 hours. I don't know.
I mean,
a lot
I grew
of-
up a Braves fan because it was.
Yeah,
they were.
I do
they
love
were
how the Braves dominate the Southeast, and that's really cool. And then you see like a little bit of Cincinnati kind of leak over into Kentucky. Yeah, no, I would think baseball makes more sense, and I would prefer it because the Sounds are doing okay, and they built a bigger stadium to try to like attract. And I just think you'd have a hard time getting Grizzlies fans over from Nashville. And yeah, I think baseball longer, but it's close.
Fair. I just want an
And
NBA team here
I
so
would
bad.
love it. Yeah, no, I would. I want the MLB team more. I would.
The only time we go to
see
games
things
is we
immediately.
drive to Memphis to go to NBA games. It's
Yeah, when the Warriors are
horrible.
there because it's awesome.
It's horrible.
It is pretty bad driving there, and we should Beale Street more.
Sure.
When we're allowed to go outside.
Was that my second one?
That was your second
your
one.
second one.
All right, long or short, paid groups.
Trading groups?
Paid groups.
Like them existing?
Crypto paid groups.
Yeah, like them existing?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I think we're going to see more of them. When we get...
Well, also, more so your feelings on them.
Oh,
Because, they're going to keep going.
I think they can be done the right way. I've only paid for one group before. I won't say who it was because it's kind of looked down upon at this, point in time. But like the one paid group that I was a part of in 2017 made me a decent amount of money on altcoins. Maybe it was just because of the pumps that he, when he would shill to his big YouTubers or YouTube fans. But I think paid groups can be done the right way. It's no different than like a fellowship or like an apprenticeship. You're just paying for inside information. I don't know how legal it'll be in 10 or 20 years for that kind of stuff. But it can be done right. Now, most of them aren't. So
Yeah.
most of them are scams.
I
So
do think the concept...
probably don't do it.
What you said about the legality of it, I do think that's kind of going to be the biggest issue is like...
What point is it going to be insider information?
Because it's going to the point of like, wait, I don't control this company. I just said I like the stock and gave it to this group before I tweeted about it. But if that markedly affects the price every time, then that legitimately would be considered insider trading. Maybe not in a legal sense because I don't know how that would work. But not yet. But I do think it's...
I'm short on them being
playing with
done
fire.
the right way. I don't think they're going to be done the right way. It's just too easy to scam people.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see more and more of them as the next bull run comes into effect.
Yeah. It would be nice if they could be...
If you know what to look out for, if you know the right people, you can get into a good one.
It's just... something about just like being straight up pay for play. Because it's not like every single person that gets in a paid group, a good paid group, gets rich. And I think, therefore, it's like inherently a scammy thing.
Well, because that and paying for a monthly subscription is different than actually following trades. So it's like, are you actually going to commit and follow every... I don't know. It's a weird thing. I actually committed for a few months, and I was like, oh, this worked. Because the person I bought into for like $100 a month was respectable. But that's hard to find, man. I lucked out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm short on the professional paid groups, on the good ones. So we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Third, are you long or short on Capri Suns?
Super long Capri
Okay,
Suns.
cool. I figured
Are
that
they
would
the
be
red?
the-
Is it red berry? That's the really good one.
I don't know what the good. I like all.
it's-
They
I think it's
all
red
to me.
berry.
Capri Sun is a flavor.
Honestly, it's kind of true. Except Pacific
I don't
Cooler.
know any flavors that are different.
Pacific Cooler's okay.
All of them are just like you just drink them all in one drink, and they all taste the same.
They're like 6 ounces or something. I read that on there one time, and I was like,
I haven't
that
had a
did
Capri
not feel
Sun
like...
in years.
Have you ever poured one into a cup?
No.
It's like this big. It's very sad.
Oh.
It's like, and also
Yeah,
it's not the
probably.
color you would think it would be.
It's clear, right?
It's like yellowy clear.
Yeah, I figured.
Every single one of them is.
Yeah.
I love Capri Suns so much.
I figured that'd be an easy one, but I didn't know.
Also love Kool-Aid Jammers.
That was my other. I was Capri Suns or Kool-Aid Jammers. I was going to ask.
I think they're both
the same thing.
If I had to pick, I would pick Jammers, Kool-Aid Jammers, because the blue, that blue flavor is so good.
I hate things that change my teeth colors.
That's fair.
I was self-conscious about that.
That is true. That's why, blue things and purple things. Most purple things are terrible, but I mean, there's so many good blue, sweet things like Slurpees, dude. They had Mountain Dew had like an electric shock something blue Slurpee that came out, and I cannot find it again. I accidentally drank something that was like it, and they had changed the name, and it's gone. And now 7-Elevens they're finally back, but I was away from 7-Elevens for many years and was very sad about it.
We hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
Number 3.
Number 3, long or short on yachts.
Oh God. Fuck. I wish I knew more about them. I don't.
I bet they're bad for the environment.
Shut up. I don't understand how they're just existing.
So big?
Well, not even that, but like you own a group of emojis?
No, a yacht. Oh, not a yacht. Not a yacht. Oh, dude, bro, we need to talk about yachts. We're going to
next
talk
week.
about that later because I have no idea what those are either.
Next week. Okay, good. I'm
Sorry,
glad
yachts,
we're not going
the
there.
boat. No,
Yachts.
I do want to talk about yachts though.
Yachts are
Moon
next
Dart
week.
specifically. Okay, yeah, good call.
Because that's
Complete forgot about
yachts.
that. Yes, yachts, the boat.
From a personal
funny.
perspective, long. From a practical perspective, short. You don't need a yacht. No one needs a yacht. But I will have one.
Oh, yeah?
So that's it.
Is that part of the 10 mil or is that like 100 mil?
That's 10 mil.
Yeah?
You can get a yacht for like $800K.
Dang. Mm-hmm. Very depreciating asset, I
That's
assume.
fine.
Very expensive to keep
Our
up.
lives are depreciating assets. Who cares?
We should just end it on that.
Yep.
Fucking Chad.
See you next week.
Jesus. Big thanks to our sponsor over at CryptoCandies.io. Head on over to their website and check out their selection. They're always adding super dope and unique new crypto-themed designs, and we greatly appreciate their support.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Crypto Dojo. If you enjoyed it, be sure to rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, follow on Spotify, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And feel free to hit us up on Twitter and IG at Crypto Dojo Pod. We'd love to hear from you.